poem's called Guns Are Bad at Making Out.
Yeah, that's fine.
The first time I saw her, I was 10. She was behind a usually locked cabinet door. She was all cool black metal. God damn, she was beautiful. She was shining in the half-light of my already fading childhood. The next time I saw her, I was 12. I didn't know why I found myself in front of her. I didn't know that this was the first time I would taste her. I didn't know that it would be the last. She tasted like cordite and metal, firing squad and executioner. She tasted like escape. You know that moment that everybody talks about but no one's actually experienced when someone takes your breath away? The silence hung between us, its sound diffusing effortlessly through the air. The stillness and calm passed through me, so loud and heavy. For a second, I couldn't hear my breath. For a second, I believed that I had finally escaped. Death was never something I was afraid of. On the contrary, I begged it to come, begged it to carry me away. Death isn't the hard part, no. Death is easy, effortless, living. That's the hard part. My pain, my anguish had all been building to her, to this moment, death. The pain to end all pain. My death wish hung from my lips. She must have tasted it. She must have known it wasn't what I really wanted. My finger left her gentle curve, not willing to press down. I pulled my lips from hers, loosened my grip around her. I could almost hear her whispering through the silence. For the longest time, I just stared at her, admiring, second-guessing. I remember wanting to hold her close, wanting to give myself to her, give myself to the effortlessness of it all. I don't remember what came next. All I know is that I fell from her arms into the arms of another. This new lover and I shared an everyday intimacy. She was addictive. She was addiction. She burned going down, dragging her claws down my throat, but she had me and she wouldn't let go. With every shot, her grip grew tighter. She made me forget days and nights as though they never happened. She made me wake up with strangers whom I had met the night before. She made my life revolve around her. Every thought of every day was devoted to her, to keeping her close, to making sure I never ran out of her. She wasn't all bad. She was a big hit at parties. All my friends loved her, not quite as much as I did, but just enough to forget some nights of their lives too. The best part about her was that she made me forget the lover I left behind, the one that tasted like escape. She made me forget until she left. October 4th, 2012. Consecutive days sober, 1. This was the last time I saw her. I was 16. I had just said goodbye to an addiction that stands as the most intimate relationship I have ever had. A few months before I had found an escape falsely advertised, a bottle labeled promising healing with a warning that too much could turn healing into hurting. My too much turned hurting into hospital visit, turned promised escape into failed attempt, or maybe survival. So I found myself in front of her for the last time. The silence still hung between us, but now I could hear her whispering. Her voice was lighter than expected for how deafening her promises were, but she didn't do anything. I decided to live, to keep going, to keep trying. She stayed silent. I decided that I don't need an escape, that living is worth it, even being the hard part. And now I walk past her usually locked cabinet door, smiling, because I will never see her again, never taste her again. I will live every day with her fading from my memory until I forget the first time I saw her, as if it never happened at all. Thank you.